Now let's talk a little bit about creating handouts. And basically these are PDF files. Let's just cut to the chase. But these are documents that will go along with your online course. Now, this is one of the elements that gets around the, oh, I could just learn that on YouTube, because YouTube is only video, and you're certainly going to have video in any online course that you create and sell. But a great thing you can have that YouTube video content doesn't have are supplemental materials that go along with the curriculum, with the teaching. And one of the core elements, which I'm going to cover here in just a second, of creating great curriculum or creating a great online course is having interaction. Having things that you're asking the students to do that helps along with their learning process. And a big part of that is creating handouts or exercises, or these PDFs that go along with the training and what you're doing. So there are different types of handouts and things you can create, these PDF downloads that you can create. And of course, the reason for doing it is it adds great value. It goes beyond just the video element of it. And that's what's great about online courses, and why they're really taking off in popularity is because it's just an entire process for learning. It's not just watch a video and learn. It adds another element to it. And anything your students can download and keep, it just adds more value to the process. And so you'll always want to include handouts in every online course that you make. You'll find a lot of successful courses like on Udemy that don't have any handouts at all. You'll want to always have handouts. It always makes something have higher perceived value to have them than not to have them. So let's talk about different types of handouts that you can create. Now, first of all, you want to make handouts that look professional. So go on Fiverr.com, kind of rough out maybe a handout, with just like Microsoft Word or a text program. And you can even do some underlines where maybe you'll have like a fill in the blank thing. But pass that off to someone on Fiverr and just say, I want you to spice up this PDF document to make it look good. And they'll probably charge you like $10 or $20 to find a designer that can just spice up, or even less, to make a PDF look more professional. You want it to have the logo for your course, the colors for your course, the branding for your course. So look at the class handouts and exercises you're seeing in this class. Notice they all have the Course Label Workshop logo. They're all in that green and white kind of theme and color scheme. They're all consistent with the branding and conditioning of these elements of this course that are the same. So everything's consistent and has that same look and feel. So you'll want to have that with everything you create for any of your online course products. So there are different types of handouts that you can create, and it all depends on the type of online course for which ones you'll make. Some of them won't apply, some of them will, but the variety that you can create, the better. So exercises. This is pretty simple. This is a lot of like what you're seeing in this class. I'm giving like these homework assignment ones where it's like, I want you to fill in these blanks. I want you to do this exercise. It's a great way to have interaction with your students and buyers of your online courses, to have these things that they're being asked to do. It's not just one-way learning. It's not just like watch these videos, that's it. You're interacting with them. You're saying, now that you've watched this, I want you to do this. Go and write down the 5 key points that you can think of that you should include in your resume that would impress a future boss. Whatever, things like that. So always create exercise. Now, if you're hiring talent to create online course content for you, you'll want to have them make some of these handouts, at least the content for it. You can then take the rough content and then have a designer, make it really polished and make it look good. But ask your talent, if you're hiring for work for hire or doing a rev share deal, you want to have them include exercises or checklists or these other handouts I'm going to talk to you about in the process of them making content. It's very important. So exercises are just a common thing. You can call them homework assignments, whatever you want to do, but it's in some kind of instruction that you're asking them to do something. You can have blueprints. You can give them like a step-by-step list of things to do to accomplish something. If you're teaching, I don't know, how to cook something, it could be like, here are the 5 steps. It's just like any kind of recipe, but it's a process. But they can keep this resource, this PDF, as just a future reference. So it has that great value. Checklists. If you're asking someone to do a step-by-step process and they have to do all these different things in order, then you can have all these steps, 42 steps they're doing. It's a checklist. Do one and the next and the next and the next. and they want to kind of check off those things as they've done them. So you could have like actually like an open square next to each item that they'll print out and actually check off when they accomplish those things. Slide PDFs. I'm going to be, having the PDFs for all the slides that you see in this class. So people can download the slides. They can view the information at a glance if you have slides in an online course. Again, whether you create it or whether you hire talent to create the slides, you'll want to make PDFs out of the slides so it can be used for quick reference, quick summaries of the information. It just it has that higher perceived value, that additional value, that just, kind of extra add-on to the teaching rather than it just being videos. And last but not least, you can have resource lists, certain vendors to use, where to buy ingredients, tools you recommend, other websites for further learning, whatever it is. Resource lists are great to add additional value. And you can create PDFs, for example, that have clickable URLs in the PDFs. It's very easy to do. And so that's a great reference thing if you are referencing any kind of website or resource out there on the internet. You can have that listed in these resource PDFs, and they can just click, these resource links and go right to those sites. So you kind of want to have other resource or referenced websites in all of your online courses because that's an easy resource to offer people. Go here and check this out. Here's where to learn more about, whatever, tennis. Here's where I recommend you buy tennis gear, all those things. And, those can be affiliate links where they can make you additional sources of revenue aside from the online course product selling itself. But anyways, you need to always have handouts and always have interaction in every online course that you sell. So keep that in mind. The more handouts and types of handouts you can create, the more perceived value and the better it is for your students and your customers. And of course, when we get to the marketing side next week on how to market and how to sell these courses, that's a big selling point for you to have these handouts in the sales information about what they get when they buy the online course. Not just access to videos, they get all these things. They get these exercises, these blueprints, so on and so forth. So think about that. You'll always want to have some handouts and interaction for every online course that you make and sell.